Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Metal Coffee Shop Sound Stage, sponsored by Metalview and Sherwin-Williams. We are live at MetalCon 2025 in Las Vegas, and I am thrilled to be sitting here with Robert Tiffin from which hat? Silvercote, MBCEA, I
MBMA,
know. Yeah.
exactly.
Let's
Let's just
start
say
with
from the
Silvercote.
industry. But I correct, National Account Manager for Silvercote. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, how has first of all, what does Silvercote do for those who don't know?
For those that don't know, so Silvercote is a metal building insulation laminator. So all the metal building systems out there, we would love to provide a custom solution for that building to meet or exceed energy codes. That's what we do.
That's simple.
That's simple. Exactly.
I'm sure it's a lot more complicated than that.
It can get pretty deep pretty quickly,
Yeah.
but the very basic, we're insulating a metal building like you would have your house insulated. It's just easier 8 feet at a time as opposed to 16 inches.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
8 feet at a time covers a lot more space. So this is the last day of the show. We've had 2 full days.
It's been a good one.
It's been a good one. The attendance has been strong.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to know what conversations are happening in your booth. What are you talking about?
Well, thank you for that, by the way. So the majority of the questions have been about, I'll say, more stringent and more aggressive energy codes now, and how can a metal building system meet those, and how can Silvercoat, well, help translate or help our customers understand what those energy codes are. Not just particularly about how much insulation can we put into a space, right? A new component of energy codes now is called air infiltration or air leakage. This was a concept that happened in residential a handful of years ago, where they'd pressurize your house, depressurize your house, calculate the difference, and that's how much of a leak you would have in your house. So are you heating the outside air?
Right.
Remember our dads like, hey, were you born in a barn? Close the door.
Close the door. You're letting the heat out or you're letting the cold in.
Correct. So part of the energy codes now is how much does a metal building leak? Because are you cooling or heating the outside air? Well, as we all can imagine, it's easier to do that for a residence, 2,500 square feet, a couple doors, as opposed to, let's say, an 85,000 square foot multi-use building. So through the different associations, MBCEA, MCA, MBMA, we have gotten ahead of that to help our industry understand what that means, how to make that work, but particularly introduce to those states that it's in the code, but not yet being exacted. So in Washington State, it is right now, and actually on the second generation, states like South Carolina, it's been in the code since 2012.
But nobody does
But
it.
nobody, because it's not being asked for yet.
Right.
And then we find when a state does ask for it, the code officials may not know exactly what they're looking for. So we're playing in a great role of giving foreshadowing, but then also helping translate to the local official.
Yeah.
So it's fun.
It's a lot of education needed.
Correct.
Because people, when things change, it's a little scary. It's a little different. It's like, but we've always done it this way.
Exactly. So it's part of what we're looking to do as the industry. And we were talking a little bit about that before, of where the conversations are happening. We want to be there at
Right.
the associations. And if they're not happening, we want to start the conversation there. In some of my presentations, lunch and learns, and association meetings, I call it a scare tactic.
Yeah.
Going back to these air infiltration of, hey, it's in the code. But the second iteration by the Corps of Engineers is already at a deeper level that we're not going to pass. And I've also learned now that they're testing at a third level that's another 40% lower than what we're doing now.
Right.
So trying to get people involved, because the more people involved in the conversation comes innovation, right?
Right.
And that's how our metal building system industry stays viable, stays a choice, or as I like to put it, it sounds like a joke. Two people walk into an architect's office. They're looking for a building. How would an architect or specifier choose a metal building system?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's important for manufacturers to be aware of the changes that are coming, and what they need to do, because they need to make adjustments. They need to have their R&D folks, look at how they can innovate and how they can make their product perform better.
You're spot on, and we joke. So if I put my Silvercote hat back
Yes.
on, my first reaction, just for fun, would go to the metal building manufacturer and say, "Can you make your purlins like 4 feet deep?" And we'll gladly fill it with insulation. We would love to.
Yeah, that takes more
but then,
insulation.
Of course, cost effectiveness, the reality kicks in.
Right.
So we have to find something entrepreneurial. We too, like the code officials have, lean back to the residential world, and what can we take from there to adapt to that?
Right.
So keeping up with all of that is a lot. Why we need engagement from everybody involved from all lines of our industry. To bring us back full circle, the value of MetalCon can be and is exactly that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of great companies here. There's a lot of really smart individuals that look at these situations, look at these needs, and I love that you're involved in almost pretty much every metal
Right.
industry association, and that you are helping those conversations happen and helping these things get done. And I just want to shout out to the Metal Building Contractors and Erectors Association. You're
Correct.
the president.
I am. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. Yeah.
And you're doing a great job.
Oh, well, thank you. So I'm the first non-contractor erector to be president, just because I think a little bit differently.
Yeah.
I'll reach back to quote the movie Uncle Buck, if you've ever seen
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I'm the dreamer, right? I'm the one that sees things a little bit differently, bringing people together, hopefully, to see where we can go.
Yeah.
And then if there's challenges, then let's figure out how to get past those challenges. But that's the fun of my day.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Exactly.
is. Well, you're also a metal coffee shop influencer. So thank
I am.
you.
Love the questions and love the intrigue of, ooh, how can we best answer that so
Right.
that the listeners and your members can catch on, and hopefully it creates more questions which lead to more answers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I always give kudos to companies like Silvercote that allow their people to be involved in the associations, in the industry, to do things like be an influencer on Metal Coffee Shop, because that takes time, right?
It does.
And that is a level of investment that that company is making in the industry because they want it to be better.
I've been very fortunate with Silvercote. So they allowed me to started 5 years ago. And with companies, I've actually had a couple of conversations this week exactly that of how do I get involved more in the associations
Yes.
because I have a full-time job.
Right.
So I showed Silvercote in different ways of, as a salesperson, where do you want to go? Where your customers are. So the different associations like the MBCA, those are customers. The MBMA, Metal Building Manufacturers, those are customers. AIA, not my customers, but the other two are there talking to not my customers. So it's part of the conversation. So there
Yeah.
is not a, what I would call not a heavy direct line to an ROI, but there's dotted line. Again, back to if the conversation is happening, I want to be there.
Right.
If it's not, I want to inspire a conversation.
And building relationships is invaluable.
In this industry in particular, as we all know, it's good to know somebody. For example, if you're a homeowner, something goes wrong. I know somebody.
Yeah.
Something goes wrong with your car. It's great to have a garage,
Yeah.
right? At Silvercote, that's what I talk to our outside sales teams. Position yourself, not necessarily as a subject matter expert, but your customer knows they can call you for anything. One of my older mantras was, I don't care what you're thinking of during the course of the day, even if you don't know what you want for lunch, just call me.
Yeah.
So it's been fun. I have a couple of very older relationships. They're about 24 years old now that every once in a while will call me and say, what am I having for lunch today? And that just spawns another conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So if someone watching this wants to learn more about Silvercoat,
Well, fabulous. Silvercote.com is the best place to start.
yeah.
I actually also look after, so if they want to send me an email at info@silvercote.com, comes directly to me.
Oh,
I
nice.
can respond back. We can go to mbca.org, that's our site, or go to MBMA, follow in through the blog there. I'm available anyway, or through the Metal Coffee Shop.
Yeah, yeah. You're all over the Metal Coffee Shop as an influencer, and the associations that we mentioned all have directories on the site. So I encourage everyone to get involved. I've been going to the Metal Construction Association and the MBCEA events and meetings, and I've learned so much just by what's happening and the presentations that happen there. So I encourage everybody out there, get involved. At least have someone from your company get involved so
Well,
they can bring that information back.
And if they have questions as to how to get involved, I would say even reach out to you because
Yeah.
you and the Metal Coffee Shop have done a fabulous job seeking out the corners and all the different threads of
Yeah.
this industry and weave them in together like we should be to outwards to the world of what a metal building system and metal world actually is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're all about advancing the industry and education and
Right.
yeah.
And what it could be.
Yeah.
That's the fun part.
I know. Imagine you're the dreamer.
I am the dreamer. Exactly.
Well, Robert, thank you so much for being here
Oh, my
today.
pleasure.
Yeah, it was
Let's have a-
great to see you
Thank you
as
very much.
always. Thank
Perfect.
you, everybody out there, for watching. Like I said, don't go away because we've got videos coming throughout the day until the show closes at 1 p.m. Pacific time. We hope to see you on the next one. Bye.
Perfect.